Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the first episode of Frontier here on the year of 2026. Took a little break during the 2 weeks of holiday, and we're getting actually really close to arena football starting with the AIF here. They actually got one of the defending champs has a preseason game this weekend, though there was a problem over the holidays, which we will discuss. Then the regular season for the AIF begins actually on January 23rd, the weekend, just a few more weekends after that. Then February, we got the IFL. Then in March, we got the AF1. Then April, we got the, excuse me, talk about a night. Um, then we got the Arena League. Then, of course, the AAL, the American Arena League. And then we also have some news with questionable stuff here because they are advertising and all that stuff with the IFA, the International Football uh the league here. So I guess we'll start with the AIF here, and I'll start how I said it here. So the defending champions of the AIF, the West Michigan Ironmen, they do have a preseason game against the Michigan Falcons here this upcoming weekend. They have yet to say how that's going to be broadcasted. I'm going to assume it YouTube, Facebook, or both, because that's how they usually broadcast their game. But they had a little bit of a problem over the holiday holiday weeks, if you will. So I'll explain. Ioman plowing ahead with 2026 season despite the theft of team storage trailer and all of its equipment. And it goes that the trailer was stolen from a parking lot on December 26th, day after Christmas. Talk about the crooks wait till after Christmas. Well, at least they were considerate. Just 2 weeks before the team's January 10th opening game. The good news is that the West Michigan Ironman Arena football team is going to have a 2026 season beginning on Saturday, January 10th with a home game against the Michigan Falcons. That's actually pretty amazing considering the Ironman storage trailer, which contained all the team's equipment, was stolen in the early morning hours of December 26th. The bizarre theft led to some real uncertainty about whether enough of the equipment could be replaced on time for the season opener. It also led the Ironman owner Mario Flores, who was already frustrated over the very early start to the 2026 season that was dictated by the city of Muskegon, to wonder if it might be better to skip the season altogether. But by Monday afternoon, team officials learned that all of most important equipment, particularly quality helmets, can be replaced on time, and they officially announced that the season is a definite go. More than anything, Flores said he didn't want to disappoint the large and enthusiastic fan base that the Ironmen have built over the years, or the corporate sponsors who have loyally supported the team. When I first took over the team, average attendance was less than 800 per game, and we're averaging 2,300 per game now, Flores said. Every other team we play against say we have the best fans. Our fans are like family, and that means a lot to me. The Ironmen set the standard in our league, and it all starts with our fans. The Ironman's equipment trailer was stolen from the parking lot of the local Van D. Moving the trailer back and forth between his office and the team's practice site at MSA Sports House in Norton Shores in recent weeks as the Ironmen prepare for the season. The equipment was stored in the trailer due to a lack of space at Muskegon's Trinity Health Arena where the Ironmen play their home games. The video camera recorded one person driving a black Dodge Ram pickup truck get out of the vehicle, hook the trailer up, and drive it away. The video also revealed the same vehicle driving around the Van Dyke parking lot hours earlier at around 10:20 p.m. on Christmas night. Police are attempting to discern a license plate number from the video and identify the person who stole the trailer. Anyone information about the theft is encouraged to contact the Fruitport Township Police Department at 231-865-8477. Flores discovered the trailer missing around 8:30 in the morning on the 26th when he arrived at work. Flores has no idea why anyone would want to steal a trailer full of the team's football equipment. The trailer was not decorated or marked in any way to indicate any connection with the Ironmen. He said he could only speculate about the motivation and wonders if someone assumed there was a different type of material stored inside. I figured it was stolen right away when I pulled in. Flores said, "We didn't have anything scheduled for the team, so there was no reason why anybody in our organization would take it. There are a lot of theories. Someone from out of town might have assumed there was something valuable construction equipment in there and peeled it. They would have known until they got into it. The trailer and its contents had a total value of $30,000, according to Flores. While all the equipment in the trailer was important, the biggest worry surrounded the quick replacement of teams' helmets. It's basically all of our equipment: helmets, pads, sponsorship banners, first down markers, all of our game day stuff," Flores said. "It's all insured, but there's no quick replacement for this stuff. We knew we needed helmets right away." Ironman General Manager Nate Smith solved the most immediate problem by spending a few days on the phone with various vendors and arranged for new helmets to be available at the time for the first game. "Most of the helmet companies are busy with reconditioning right now, and inventories are low," Smith said. "I had a lot of phone calls back and forth. We could have found cheap helmets, but not necessarily the best quality, and we weren't going to put our players out there in those. We needed to secure quality helmets." Another concern was storage for the replacement equipment, but Johnson Auto Sales, a respected longtime dealership in Fruitport Township, helped Ironman arrange a quick purchase of a cargo van to store the equipment and transport it to road games. "We're going to play only because Nate was able to line up 28 brand new helmets and shoulder pads that will be here on time, and Johnson Auto Sales came through with a great package for it," Flores said. "If there were no helmets, we may have had to postpone the first few games. While the Ironmen definitely took a major hit, they were overdue for new helmets, shoulder pads, and uniforms anyway," Flores said. "So overall, the situation sort of giving organization an opportunity for a fresh start," he said. "Taking this kind of hit, bouncing back means to feel more proud of the organization than ever before," he said. "We are resilient, just like the people of Muskegon, and we will get punched in the face. We bounce back stronger." Moving forward, despite scheduling issues, Flores admitted for a few days following that he wondered about playing this season and about the long-term future of the team. A year ago, after the death of his mother, he openly talked about his desire to slow down, simplify his life, and perhaps find a new owner for the team. More recently, Flores has been frustrated with the city of Muskegon, which owns Trinity Health Arena, because the Ironmen are being forced to start the season much earlier than previous years and play all of their home games by middle of the season. The team will also be limited to 2 Saturday night home games when crowds are typically the largest. The city limited most of the team's home date options to January and February, according to Florida, so they will play 3 home games, including 2 non-league games, by January 30th. The rest of the American Indoor Football League will not start playing until late January or early February. Last year, the Ironmen played a home opener on February 14th. In the 3 prior seasons, they played their first home game in March or April. The Ironmen will play the last half of their schedule, 4 league games between March 25th and April 24th on the road. Their very early schedule has posed problems for a team in a number of ways, according to Flores. For one thing, NFL and college football players will still be going on, attracting local television viewers and probably keeping some fans from attending Ironman games. In the past, this wasn't an issue because most Ironman games were played after the pro and college seasons ended. The earlier schedule has also caused budgeting issues for some of the Ironman's crucial corporate sponsors, Flores said. The city also insisted that the Ironmen play most of their home games on Fridays or Sundays, when crowds are traditionally smaller, according to Flores. Only 2 of the 6 home games this year will be played on a Saturday. Then it goes, they're winning, that they're trying to be making a try to go back to back as champions, and also they're also in the same arena. They compete with the junior hockey team, a semi-pro soccer team, and he believes they're getting the short end of the deal. So it's kind of interesting that most of their equipment gets stolen during the night of Christmas, during the in between of Christmas and the 26th. Like, I don't know if you can rule out of an inside job. That's just one of many possibilities here, allegedly here. So it's kind of weird how this got stolen. And then, of course, you got Flores talking about, like, with the scheduling conflicts here. So I'm kind of wondering, maybe this team here either could search for a new owner or could move in the near future because of this problem. But I digress. It's glad that they got the equipment to do this and then start some play here this weekend. So at least at least they're getting all their helmets. Like shoulder pads are easier to obtain than helmets, believe it or not. So glad that's there, and hopefully that gets settled, and hopefully nothing else happens for the West Michigan Ironman here. So let's take that out there, and then continue with more AIF news. If I could, okay, they did a hire for their league office here. If it will just load. For football points, Patrick Johnson is senior consultant to the league. American Indoor Football today announced the appointment of Patrick Johnson as senior consultant to the league, effective immediately. In this role, Johnson will work closely with AIF Commissioner Terry Foster and league ownership, providing strategic guidance on league growth initiatives, franchise development, sponsorship, and partnership opportunities, media positioning, and overall league operations. Commissioner Terry Foster emphasized the importance of the appointment as AIF continues to build momentum. Patrick's background and network align perfectly with the direction of the American Indoor Football. Foster said his understanding of the business of football, combined with his leadership experience, will help strengthen our franchise and elevate the league's overall profile. Johnson is a Super Bowl champion, entrepreneur, and respected sports business advisor with extensive experience spanning professional football, media, and brand development. His appointment reflects AIF's continued commitment to strengthen its leadership time and accelerating sustainable league-wide growth. And just to remember with the AIF, they have more just a North schedule. The drillers are doing kind of like a weird they're still in the league, but they don't really have a home, if you will. And then the Tyler Crude, whatever that other thing was, they just disappeared. So it's mostly just the North schedule here, and we'll see if the West Michigan Ironman will repeat. It was basically all just them or nobody. Them, if they didn't win, it was shocking because it was them and two other teams. So we'll see how it goes there, and especially with the scheduling, with all that starting this weekend and then this early, and I can see the problems with finances and all that there for them. So, kind of finish there. Excuse me one more. All right. Sorry about that. Okay, so sorry about that. Looks like they're still having their Vice game of the week on Vice TV on Sundays. And then also just yesterday they announced, well, I'm sorry, the previous one is that the Minnesota Monsters, were formerly the Duluth Harbor Monsters, are playing at a new location. Duluth, Minnesota. The Minnesota Monsters have announced they will play their home games at Amasol Arena, located within Duluth Entertainment Convention Center, for the 2026 arena football season. The Monsters have reached an agreement with the DEC to bring arena football to one of Minnesota's premier venues, providing the organization with an enhanced setting as the team continues to grow in its early years. It's a new team, a new league, and this year it's a new space in the Amasol Arena. It's going to offer an excellent game day experience for our fans, and it's conveniently also located Walter, CEO of the Minnesota Monsters. Minnesota's 2026 home schedule at Amasol Arena is set for May 22nd, May 30th, June 22nd, July 5th, July 11th, and July 18th. Season ticket packages and single game ticket information will be announced at a later date. Founded in September 2025, the Minnesota Monsters are members of Arena Football One Day Go, with all that there that we discussed before. Amasol is a multi-purpose venue located in the DECC campus in Duluth, Minnesota, and serves as the home of University of Minnesota's Duluth Bulldogs hockey program. The arena is LEED Silver certified and is the number one stadium experience in North America by Stadium Journey in 2013. Recognized for its stability efforts and guest services. That's a long while ago. So, anything update from 12 years ago? Well, wait, no, that would be 13. So, Well, like they kind of had to move because the previous place that Duluth played for was suitable for the Arena League play here, so they had to move a little bit to a bigger arena with the floor size and all that for, of course, the nets and all that stuff here. So they got that there. So before we get to signings, like I said, there was news also announced today. If it will get to this. And that is AF1 leadership attends National Scouting Combine as league deepens talent evaluation partnership. Of course, those have followed me and a few others through the past few years. The National Scouting Combine isn't anything new, and they've helped other organizations, including schools, pro leagues, and other stuff that too. AF1 leadership attends National Scouting Combine's League Deepens Talent Evaluation Partnership. Leadership from Arena Football 1 is on site this week at the National Scouting Combine, reinforcing the league's emphasis on structured scouting, verified data, and long-term roster development. AF1 executives Gary Compton and Jerry Kurtz are attending the four-day event, which has grown into one of the nation's most prominent post-collegiate football evaluation platforms. Compton is submitting daily evaluation reports from the combine as part of the AS1's internal scouting and player assessment process. Now, this is a great partnership that we could continue to build with the National Scouting Combine. Compton said, "We understand how important it is to properly evaluate players, have the opportunity to sign them to training camp, and maintain a valuable resource to help fill roster needs throughout the season." Now, in its 15th year, the National Scouting Combine established itself as a key proving ground for players seeking professional opportunities beyond the NFL. The event is widely regarded as one of the leadership evaluation platforms outside the Senior Bowl and East-West Shrine Game, drawing prospects from FBS, FCS, D2, D3, and AIA programs. The NSC is led by director Jimmy Kibble, who has built the organization into a nationally recognized scouting platform by emphasizing standardized testing, verified performance metrics, and professional level evaluation protocols. The combine expanded from a regional showcase into a national event with results tracked, archived, distributed to professional leagues and professional performances. Unlike invitational all-star games, the NSC operates as an open access evaluation. Athletes are measured using laser-timed speed testing, professional-grade vertical and broad judge systems, official measurements, and position-specific drills modeled after NFL combine standards, Kimball said. This event provides an excellent opportunity for our coaches and staff to be hands-on with the players while also allowing them to review detailed metrics from all testing conducted prior to practice, said Compton. The combine plays a important role for the leagues such as AF1, where roster construction prioritizes short area explosiveness, adaptability, and immediate readiness. Arena football practices a premium on quick decision making and versatility, traits that can be efficiently identified through combine testing and on field drills. And we go just confounding more with the National Scouting Combine there. So, yeah, they're continuing the partnership with them and four-day event and just do all this that they have been to search for players and who know. And it is important to find some players, especially during injuries, because arena football, you do get more injured quickly because of how the pace goes. So good for them. So we'll stop with the AF1 coverage here until after we do some signings here. Excuse me a moment. So believe it or not, there was in the AF1 for signs there was actually a trade. Offensive lineman Dimitri Anderton was traded from Minnesota to Nashville for future considerations. In arena football, I have no clue what that means. The Michigan Arsenal signed defensive lineman Doug Malcolm from Albion State, linebacker defensive Jordan Jones from Western Alabama, wide receiver Adam Folk, University of the Cumberlands, defensive lineman Deshaun Bell from Lawrence Tech, fullback slash linebacker Joe Blankenship from Southern Illinois, wide receiver Oren Falcos from East Illinois and Saguenay View State, defensive back A.G. Felton from Southern Utah, defensive back Dale Watkins from Clark Atul University, and linebacker Giovanni Williams from Miles College. Albany Firebirds re-signed kicker Henry Neal, non-alcohol, didn't really have a college apparently. The Kentucky Barrels signed defensive lineman Jamar T. Peck from Davenport University, offensive lineman Dane Montgomery from Campbellville University, offensive lineman Colt McCracken, Central Connecticut State. Washington Wolfpack signed Simon Frazier. Oh, I'm sorry. Quarterback DL Tank Brester from Simone Frazier University. Defensive back Cameron Henson from Kentucky State. Then the newest team in the AF1, the Oceanside Bombers, they started their signing frenzy free over the holidays. Wide receiver Kellen Polhot from Angelo State University, defensive back Kyron Beecham from University of Idaho, and fullback linebacker Lonnie Buchanan third from Southwestern College. Wide receiver defensive back Simone Burns from Chowan University. Wide receiver Tyler Kennedy from Southern Miss. Defensive back Shojin Rogers, non-alcohol. Offensive line Jacob Vasquez from Grand Canyon University. Quarterback Mark Salazar from San Diego State. Defensive lineman before we get to IFL, there was something that came in with the National Arena League with one of their specific teams with the Dallas Bulls, one of the newer ones, though those I watch are so kind of new. Kind of a brought back team and a rebrand here, so let me bring them. This was on a Facebook post during there from Rodney Blackshear, plus Cornelius Hudson in Dallas, Texas. Uh, Hold on, let me see if I can. There we go. Okay, so part one. I didn't choose to make this public, but silence only allows harmful business practice to continue. There's a factual, documented account of non payment and lack of accountability within the Dallas Bowls organization and with Cornelius Hudson. So, Ronnie Blackjar is talking about Cornelius Hudson. So, whatever, this is a Facebook post I'm reading off here. Um, Employees deserve respect. Workers deserve pay. Transparency matters. This post is about accountability and awareness, not accusations. And unfortunately, for some reason with this program right now, I tried loading up, but it wouldn't allow me on here. So I'm going to have to read off the screenshots here. This, as you can see from the screenshots of text and email payment for my time from September 25th to November 22nd, 2025. Coaching, promoting, and signing players to play for the Dallas Bulls was promised, but never paid. I will continue sharing various correspondence between not only myself, but other employees as well to ensure they don't continue to operate in the shadows under the guise of professional organization. And he provides screenshots about like the conversation with text messages. So this doesn't look good. Haven't heard much from this deal and or anything. So we'll see how it gets close to the season. And here I thought that the National Real League this year was a little bit more has stronger armor than they usually do. Though here's some more there's a problem there with one of their teams. So we'll see how this. Sorry about that. With the IFL, besides signings, is that the newly moved Orlando Pirates are actually selling their field that they used in Massachusetts. So I guess since they moved, they're going to use a brand new field and not use the old one. And it's on the X there. It says, no bigger piece in Pirates history. The Pirates organization is considering serious inquiries for the sale of their 2018 to 2025 field. Learn more on orlandopirates.com or contact orlandopirates.com. And yeah, it's just the blue field itself there. So this isn't new for teams to sell their used fields, but um, the thing is, their field it's not green; it's blue. So I don't know how many takers they're going to get unless the team they sell to is also kind of a blue or similar blue color scheme that they have here. So good luck with that. So that goes with the IFL there. And also another thing too with the IFL, because this kind of might affect their deal, because a few weeks ago, me and Zach, we discussed that they had a deal with FanDuel Sports. And right now, the company that owns it, that's trying to sell it, has missed some payments, including one last month in December. They actually missed a payment to the St. Louis Cardinals. So we heard that a bit. And then apparently just recently today, it was announced that they actually missed some payments in January for a few of the NBA teams. So now that's going to come. Wondering is, are they still going to have that deal with FanDuel Sports? They still have the thing with Yahoo, but they might have to pivot here if that sale doesn't go through with Dazon, if I recall correctly. So that's going to be interesting here. So let me make sure I got this ready here after I read off the IFL signings here. And interesting with the IFL signings, because they only put their signings here with just the names and position, not their schools. And of course, they do put a little bit more information of how like release and stuff. But dear Lord, a lot of releases, IRs, and then we got a couple of suspensions. It's like, what were they suspended for? And like I had talked with Zach, it's like, can you tell us why they're suspended, or is it just like it just leave up to the guest and all that stuff? Okay, first the Jacksonville Sharks had a trade. Um, Traded defensive back Charles Chamoka for wide receiver Khalil Micklin to the excuse me to I believe the Quad City team. And here we go with the signings and all that stuff. Fisher's Freight signed quarterback wide receiver Jordan Davis, wide receiver Jalen Green, cornerback Dom Schaffner. Release wide receiver Gorney Sloan, defensive back Jarvis Martin signed defensive lineman James Wright the fourth, signed defensive back Devin Williams, defensive back linebacker Jacob Montez. Then the Barnstormers of Iowa released kicker Caleb Hood, put on IR Terrence McLean, offensive lineman IR linebacker Jaconi Johns. Sorry, placed Johnson. They uh, released defensive line David Cagle, released defensive line Trey Henry, signed defensive back Richie Murphy, signed quarterback Judd Roberts, wide receiver Trent Perry, and wide receiver Ricky Reber. Also signed defensive back David Stevens, linebacker Dave Francis, wide receiver Marquis Lower, offensive lineman Jacob Daniels. San Antonio Gunslinger signed Dion McShane, defensive lineman Xavier Henderson. Vegas signed no. They suspended quarterback Doris Hartiz and signed quarterback Avon Ruckert. Northern Arizona Wranglers released offensive lineman Christopher Simon and signed offensive lineman Chinogo Aparo. Weird names this time of year. Tuscan Sugar Skulls released defensive lineman Jalen Parks, signed wide receiver Gordon Sloan. Tulsa Oilers signed linebacker Taki Matalona. Uh, then they actually had a player go to the CFL, Logan Schmitz. Arizona Rattlers signed defensive lineman Devin Hafford, released defensive back Troy Jacobek. San Diego signed defensive lineman Rashawn Yates. Jacksonville signed defensive lineman Donante Johnson, released running back Larry McCannon, and released defensive tackle Giamante Peck, offensive lineman Matthew Kickle, offensive lineman Marcus Finley, and then the Orlando. No. Oh yeah, the Orlando Pirates. Ugh, still not used to that. Offensive lineman Calvin Ashley signed. So that does with IFL news. So now we're going to go with the National Arena League news a little bit because it's kind of surprising. And the surprising thing is that one of their teams, the Las Vegas Rockers. Those that don't know, their logo is a guy like one of the rocker those 80 rockers fans with like wearing like jean jackets with sunglasses holding up the devil horns and it's all neon lights signed their first player, which is a quarterback. And of course they make me lose my place here. And they're supposed to play in April. And so far, I've not seen any other players signed. So, but they have announced some teams with Europe and stuff. And on their Facebook, been showing a page with it's showing Kurt Warner and all that stuff because he's probably the best known Arena League player to go to the NFL. Then of course, the Hall of Fame. Okay, come on. Where? Okay, here we go. Get that up here. Big news. The International Arena League has announced its first signing. Quarterback Arvell Nelson has officially joined the Las Vegas Rockers. Help us get them. Like there was a sheet of because there was like some type of advertisement of him. Like where is it? Shown like saying he was a dual threat quarterback and all that stuff here. I don't know, like they only do stuff on Facebook and haven't really seen their presence on X or I don't even know if any of these pages here. Ah, yeah, here we go. Let's see. Or is this something? Oh, see. Yeah, here we go. Yep, found it. Yeah, Orville Nessa, QB1 from Cleveland, Ohio, positions quarterback and linebacker. So it looks like they're going to do with the quarterback's going to do double talent things. Oh, that's going to be interesting. Uh, let's see here. Dual threat quarterback, excelled at throwing and running, Arena Bowl MVP honors with Washington in 2019. So they got a veteran quarterback. I thought that name sounded familiar. Versatile style, played quarterback, receiver, linebacker, defensive roles early in his career. Arena Bowl 31 champion MVP, led Washington AIF title, earned Arena Bowl MVP honors. In 2016, threw for 3,425 yards, 54 touchdowns. And in the 2017-2018 season, 7,598 yards and 61 touchdowns. So they got a veteran quarterback. I can't recall. He has to be somewhere in his early 30s from the looks of this. Oh, here it is. 37. Well, that's going to be interesting. They signed a 37-year-old quarterback. Well, that's going to be interesting for the National Arena League and something to just keep an eye on. I do have my trepidations with this league here because how are you going to do this with like it's just Americans just face American side and then the European team just face the European side until they finally meet up in the championship game? Be interesting to see. So like I said, the Las Vegas Rockers, and they keep having these Zoom meetings weekly here. I need to try to listen to the last one because it's just very confusing. And Zach Hillman also did post that at in Arizona, the Mullet Arena, where the Arizona Bandits were supposed to play last year in Arena Football 1, they were advertising the Arizona Juggernauts playing there inside that arena. So, and of course, that arena, of course, is the uh, same arena that, if I recall, that is used by Arizona State University. So, be interested to see what happens in the next few weeks here. And that is all that we have tonight for Arena Frontier. And probably will have a show next week, hopefully, with more news, or I don't know, it just depends. And hopefully, the Western Michigan Ironman game that's supposed to happen this week gets broadcast. So, like I said, they usually wait. Last year, they kind of waited very last minute to say, hey, we can stream the game here and stuff. So, they face a local Michigan Falcons team. The question is how local, because teams do hire like players off the street for them to play against sometimes. So it'll be interesting to see if that's how this is going here or it's actually a actual team. Excuse me. So, thank you for joining this evening. I'll post soon on when the next show will be because, in a few weeks, they'll get up a little bit going, a little bit more with, of course, like I said, AIF is starting now. Then the Indoor Football League is going to start in February. Then you got the AF1, then the Arena League and AAL, and then we'll see with the International Arena League. So, what a year and what a start to 2026. So, thank you for joining me here and on Gateway Sports, and be sure to catch up with other content we are coming with on this network here. And like I said, thank you for joining me. See you until next time.